Hey everyone, Pastor Nathan here today. We're talking about Thanksgiving. It's the week of Thanksgiving, and Psalm 86, verses 12 and 13 talk about giving thanks. David writes, verse 12, I give thanks to you, my God, with my whole heart. I will glorify your name. One of the things to know about this psalm is that not everything is going great in David's life when he says these things. He is struggling with enemies around him. God seems to have abandoned him. He's crying out daily. His soul is in the pit of despair. How can he say, in the midst of that, I will thank the Lord? I think that for us, as we're looking at Thanksgiving and we are spending time preparing perhaps to celebrate alone or in smaller gatherings or even perhaps whatever you would consider normal, we do need to take pause, perhaps a step back and say, Lord, what is keeping me from giving thanks to you? I think perhaps those things that David recites that are going on in his life would keep many of us from giving thanks. At least it would give me pause in my own thanksgiving. And yet, David says, I will give thanks to the Lord. And as we're praying to God, as we're using the Psalms as we've been doing recently to talk about prayer and to have handholds when it comes to praying, we can pray in thanksgiving to our God because of the reasons David prays in thanksgiving. And these are things we can use as handholds, I believe. The first is that God not only listens but answers. David looks at the history of his life and he says, you know what, Lord, even though you haven't answered me yet, even though you seem distant, I know you will answer because you listen. You are hearing what I'm saying. My cry is not falling on deaf ears. The second reason he can be thankful is that he knows who he is as a person, and that God, in spite of David being who he is merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. And for us, we know this because of the cross, that our God does not turn a blind eye to us, but that because of the cross, God is merciful. We know he is merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. And we can thank the Lord our God because that's still true today. And then finally, David, in the midst of this soul agony of his, recognizes that God has rescued his soul from Sheol, that is, from separation from God in death. And for us as followers of Jesus Christ, that is a handhold most sure, because we have the recognition that our God sent his son Jesus Christ to rescue us from soul separation in death from God. And from these things, then, David asks a few things. He asks for things like, Lord, teach me your way. And he says, save me. And then he says, show me a sign of your favor. So these are all places where we can handholds, where we can go to God and say, look, Lord, I need a sign that this is the right direction. I need, Lord, show me a sign of your favor. Show me your way. Teach me how to act as you would have me act, and rescue me. So wherever you're at in your life, you can give thanks to the Lord because of what God has done for you, because God's promise to listen and to hear and to answer, and then also God's ultimate rescue of us in Jesus Christ through the cross. And then also this psalm gives us some handholds too from where we go from here, where I say, Lord, show a sign of your favor. Rescue me from whatever present danger I'm currently in. And Lord, teach me your ways as I follow your son, Jesus. So anyhow, I hope that's helpful for you and to give you some handholds as you follow your Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ, this Thanksgiving week 2020. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.